Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, May 11th, 2022, and I'm in my garden. Today, I would like to show a little more about my current passion of I like orchids, and I like my bonsais, and I like my bonsais a lot. And I love this. This was my podocarpus that I killed. This was my favorite bonsai, but I'm trying to resurrect it again. Little hearts and flowers. A little Rangoon creeper. Rangoon creeper. Little puppy dog. I'm doing a video. My wife just slapped me in the face.
Did you scare Henry away?
No, Henry's here. Little oh God, I always forget. Desert rose. Here's a desert rose bonsai that I chopped off and grow in this head. And there's another desert rose, and so forth. But the thing I'm most excited about is my collection of developing coconut bonsais. Now here's a coconut, sprouted coconut, and I've taken off the shell and I've left the coir. I've cut the filter, which is the stuff that kind of holds the leaves together. I've cut the filters off, cut them down with a blade. I've tied them together so they don't spread out too much, and I've put them in water with additional coir. The brown stuff in there is pieces of coir, and I've got nice roots growing. And at some point, what I'll do with this is I will remove the additional coir, I think, and I will begin to cut the edges, cut the branches, and begin to turn this into a bonsai. I don't know if I'll slash cut this or not, because it looks like the leaves are bending fairly early. But you will see in a second that the whole idea of doing coconut bonsai is to make the leaves dwarf. To cut the leaves, or not necessarily cut the leaves, but influence the leaves to be dwarfed. And so I now will introduce you to a variety of coconut bonsais that I am in the process of developing. Now, let me start with the nudging. These little guys, are coconuts that I have forced by virtue of placing them in plastic bags with some water in the bottom of the container, and it's forced them to push out the growth. Okay, and that's what's happened here. Once I got them forced to push out a branch, and also usually some, can't see it because I've got all this coir in here, some roots, there's some roots in there, but it's covered by the coir. You can see a root in there. Okay, now these guys will over time develop into something that looks more like this. Okay. There's a root in here.
Love you, Bun.
Love you, sweetie. Okay, you go take a shower. Coir in here. Coir, keeping it nice and moist. And I will begin to slice down here. I'll do what's called a rose cut. And it'll release some bugs in here. It'll release the leaves so that they will begin to dwarf. The end result being kind of like this. This one I've been working on for a while, and you can see what's happened here is the leaves have come out and they've come out early and bent over. And so this is actually kind of the way it's supposed to look, coconut bonsai, except for the fact that I have not put this yet into a bonsai pot, a coconut bonsai pot. It's still in very well draining soil, a lot of sand and so forth. This is actually the way it's supposed to end up looking. But there's other ways of doing this. And here's a good example. This is called a slash cut. Slash cut. So, example. This coconut was about 3 feet tall. And what I did was I took off the shell, exposed the roots that are in there, and cut back the bottoms of the leaves until I got up to this spot, and I just cut the whole thing. What that does is it reveals the leaf buds that are inside of the trunk. And over time, those leaf buds will start to separate. And when they separate, they'll start to look like this. They come out and they're white because they haven't had any exposure to sunshine. And so as they start to develop, they start to look green. Here's one. This was white. I mean, just pure white about a week ago. And when I took off the plastic that I had covering it, it started to become green. Same thing here. Okay. So these are slash cut coconuts, and I've got this plastic over this one that I did this morning in order to keep the little bugs from attacking the very sweet, nice, soft new shoots, new growth. And in about maybe 2 or 3 days, I'll take this off and the base will have hardened up enough so that it's not as susceptible to bugs eating it. But I do use neem oil, and I do notice that wherever those bugs are coming from, they somehow figure out how to find the good juicy stuff. So right now, this is where I am with my collection of coconuts that I'm going to turn into, hopefully, interesting looking coconut bonsais. So I haven't done the last bonsai, I think, video that I did was where I got so excited that I showed you how I had finally gotten one of these to sprout. And now look at him. Not only is he sprouted, but he's turned green. And I've got several others that are sprouted now. And this is really kind of fun. This is a very fun project. Oh, the reason why these are so shiny and these are not is that I have coated these with polyethylene. In order to keep them from cracking, because I've noticed, and I learned this by watching YouTubes from Indonesia, what happens is if you let this stay dry for too long, it'll crack, and when it cracks, the milk that's inside of here that's feeding the growth, the milk that's inside of there will it'll develop maggots. Some little bug things will be in there, and that has happened. And it stinks, and it's the end of the road. And I've killed plenty of these things, like I kill plenty of plants that I work on. Here's another slash cut guy. He's getting ready to, I actually need to trim this out a little bit and release the, please release me, let me go. So anyway, that's where I stand on my coconut bonsais. And I'm sorry that my videos are so unprofessional. I mean, I have no music, I don't have no directors, but I just have fun doing this. See you later. Bye.